I'm at Goodwill. Look at this knockoff. I never got the appeal of that pattern anyway. Maybe because I like more quirky stuff. Those are kind of cute. Those are children's. Of course they would be. Little girls get super cute things. And I always want like adult sizes of like little girl clothes. That's me. I just want every day to be like fun.
Love your mushroom.
Thank you. Oh. I don't like the fact that that's monogram, but I like the lace on the end of the thing. Dang it. Couldn't hang it up with one hand. Do-do-do-do-do. Wow. It's all empty. Usually those are filled with stuffies. Well, sometimes I check the linens to see if there's any good sheets I can use for sewing. That's just a white sheet. Twin. Not terrible. Oh, that's cute. There's pillowcases though. Tiny pillowcase. Oh, the plain prints. Oh, resist the urge to sing. Sometimes I unironically like this grandma shit. Oh yeah, look at that shit. Not $8 though. No siree. But I like how groovy that is. Bed skirt. I love that fabric. It's on a comforter. Yeah. I don't know if I'm like too quiet when I talk, but also I don't like strangers staring at me. Or Faith Hale. Hip hop for teachers. What? What we got? Sex and the City movie. Powerpuff Girls DVD. Murder, She Wrote. Oh my gosh. If it was cheaper, I'd probably buy it. Just because, like, that's some shit we used to watch with my mom. But not $8. $7.37. To me, it's just, I'm reading it as 8. Well, kind of look up here. Betty Boop. This like dusty, crusty feeling. Ugh. No thanks. think I've found a good book at Goodwill in ages. All those resellers always get anything worthwhile these days, even at the outlet. Like, I used to be able to find good stuff at the Goodwill outlet too, book-wise, but most people hop on that shit. Kinda like that, but not enough to buy it. A whole F like shelling or something. No, those are wheel. The front's still I'm curious. Nothing for no $10. These are some dusty, crusty. Like, these types of totes are like $5 new anyway. Like, if it had a latch, okay. Like the one I bought before.
What is that?
The only ever reason I walk down these is to see if I can find any more of the Sears Roebuck 1970s mushroom, Mary mushroom stuff. Oh wow. Hair setter. Oh wow. Okay, that's old school. Oh, I used to have something like this for jewelry. Jesus, that's overpriced. Yes, I'm gonna Goodwill overpricing shit of these old Avon perfume bottles. I know it's Avon. Yep. See, they're notorious for that shit. This looks like someone's urn. Okay, kind of like these old, like, pewter things. Hefty. But we used to have something like this as a child, and we used to try to do like, this is whatever radio station. Wow, I'm a nap. Sorry. It's just so much clear glass. Glass. Lots of mugs. I do kind of like this. It looks hand painted. Kind of a bit more so. I like that glass more. But I'll resist the urge to buy any. Let's see, like, all these teacups. Yes, I like this Japanese china. I love, like, that sort of dainty, this kind of shit. This almost kind of goes with some of my gold-rimmed tea set stuff too that I have, that I bought ages ago. Oh, there's a bunch of these. I don't like these as much, but I got a whole set kind of like this, but all gold. Oh, look, there's more of those teacups. That's totally like a bathroom cup. This is English china. Big pewter serving pitcher. Fairly well tarnished. Oh, yeah. This unicorn. Probably won't end up buying anything from here because I'm being a cheap ass and nothing is singing to my soul. No, it's pretty generally lackluster, though I liked looking at the china. But that's just like my grandma core or Lolita like aesthetic that I like. Okay, like I was saying before I was walking around Goodwill, I haven't recorded in a few days. I mostly sleep, work, and a bit of the depression, like this is just a pattern where before that time of the month, despite my meds and stuff, like I still get pretty bleh, like right before my period, like a few days beforehand, I'll be like, that random just I need to cry for no reason, hormones, but it's still better than me off meds. Me off meds is like, that's every day, bro, with that depression flow. Like, if you've been on my channel for the longest time, which I don't know a lot of people who really have been, but my depression was at it's been at danger levels at many points in my life, but the end of 2018, beginning of 2019 was my therapist was scared, but she also knew my experiences with psych wards was not good. I've been attacked in the psych ward the last time I was in the psych ward. There was a couple times where they were trying to put me in the psych ward and I pulled an evasion move a couple times, checking out AMA before anybody could, one of the times they would have forced me in if they actually believed my ex, but they didn't at the time. But I had, I'll trigger warning for, unalive attempt, but, my ex was a narcissist, and he was very verbally abusive, and he would pretty much berate me until I would harm myself. He would not let up, no matter how much I begged, no matter how much I tried to have a regular conversation, no matter how much I would try to, and trying to confront him on his behavior, or how he needed help would only make it worse for me. Though, in some desperate attempt, I would try to get him to see the error of his ways, to mostly no avail, unless he was manic. But usually when he was manic, he wasn't berating me. That was the thing. Manic, he was happy, let's work on things, blah, blah, blah. But that could change in a matter of days, because he had rapid cycle. But, yeah, so, I was getting bad. I was in, honestly, 2016, 2017 weren't really any treat either with him. There's so much shit with him. But this was probably closer to the end of the relationship. Maybe it was late 2017, earlier in 2018, that it was just one of those nights, and he was going on and on, and I had some Klonopin left in the bottle, and I just took the whole thing, because it'd been 2 hours, and I'm on the spectrum, and I was way past overwhelmed, and I also had BPD, and I struggle with self-harm, and when I'm in that moment, self-harm was typically he would push me to that point. And so then he forced me to the hospital. The hospital, for whatever reason, they ran a blood test and they didn't detect any Klonopin, even though I was out for a good 24 hours. Like, just out. And he said I would kind of come out and say something, pass back out. I don't remember shit. By the time I passed out, he said I kind of, like, came half to a few times and was saying something. They thought I lied. They thought he lied. And then, fucking A, I had this, like, really shitty social worker who came in. She forced the nurses out, and she was yelling at me. Which is the other reason why I'm like, I want to get the fuck out right now. Because she was basically telling me the harder I cried, the more she was going to put me in psych. Like, basically, she kept telling me to stop crying or there was no way I was getting out of the hospital. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what you tell to someone on the spectrum who has all these fucking issues. So, I was like, we're getting out as soon as possible, because they were still debating if they were going to put me in psych. So, I got out AMA, thankfully, because my blood tests, they fucked up my blood tests. But apparently this has happened at this hospital before, so I guess having a shitty hospital was part of the thing that kept me out of psych that time. But yeah, I wanted nothing to do, because that social worker, that was fucking terrible. She kept going at me, and like anytime I would try to say anything or talk about treatment that I was already like trying, or like, I don't know, she was such an asshole. And like, it's not the first time I've had a social worker be a fucking cunt, and I will reserve that word for people who deserve it. She was a cunt. And I hate any psych word shit, because, like, yes, there are good social workers, but there's so many that should not be in that profession. And the fact that she was telling me to stop crying, or they were going to put me in psych right away, and, like, that was the last place I wanted to go. I just said I wanted to get out of there. Like, I can't go back to psych. Psych doesn't help me. And she didn't want to hear it. She didn't want to hear about the fact that I was attacked the last time I was in psych. She didn't want to hear that psych makes me worse. She didn't want to hear none of it. So, like, all my psych ward experiences were either bad or just weird, like dealing with other people. I would have been better actually having a support network and better people around. Like, I have better people around me now, or in contact with me now, and I have my lovely fiance, and we can actually talk about shit. That was just such a shitty cycle I would be in with that ex. Okay, I'm at Walmart. I absolutely adore this, but not for that much. Look how cute it is. Got a couple things at Aldi's. This was like $5 after tax, basically. It's an electric spreader. I got this for future garden stuff. This is a hallway runner. This is this big smushy mat. This was like $6, and this was the most expensive at $9 and change.